Have you ever felt like time is slipping through your fingers, as if anxiety is accelerating everything around you? What if I told you Einstein had a quantum solution for this? Prepare for a journey where physics meets inner peace. Watch this video to the end. There's a special surprise waiting for you in the last minute. The good news is, if you like and comment on this video, YouTube will understand that you love this kind of content and recommend more videos like this. It's like the algorithm tuning into your frequency. Get it? Now, take a deep breath and join me. What if the key to controlling your anxiety was hidden in the tiniest particles of the universe? When time slows down and the present becomes a refuge, what would Einstein say about your anxiety? Imagine a melting clock. Have you ever thought that maybe time doesn't pass, but pulses? Like a pulsating star at the center of the galaxy, time vibrates. It's not a line, it's a drum beating at the heart of reality, and each beat is an opportunity for a fresh start. Anxiety makes you rush because it believes time is a runaway train. But what if it's just breath? And what if Einstein didn't want you to understand time, but to feel it? Like in Dali's paintings, time flows between the fingers of your consciousness. Time is no longer a straight line, but a wrinkled carpet where past, present, and future meet, embrace, and dissolve. And it's there, in that suspended moment, that you find the peace you've been searching for. Albert Einstein, with his disheveled hair and eyes full of mystery, once said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." What if it's true? What if the anxiety that binds you to what if and when is just an illusion created by a mind that forgot how to be here, right here, in this moment? Quantum physics doesn't see the world as solid and fixed. It sees possibilities, uncertainties dancing in the dark, and maybe, just maybe, your anxiety isn't a monster to be fought, but a frequency that you can tune differently. Because when you understand that time is relative, that the future hasn't yet collapsed into reality, you realize you're not trapped, you're creating. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be completely present without thinking about the next moment? In this very moment, as you breathe deeper, close your eyes and allow yourself to slow down. You're not escaping anxiety. You're moving through it, like light that bends, like a particle that becomes a wave, like life that finally, gently, begins to remember itself. The invisible dance of particles. Quantum physics reveals that reality is a constant dance of energy. Imagine your thoughts and emotions as particles vibrating at different frequencies. Anxiety? A dissonant frequency. If the universe were a playlist, what song is your mind playing now? Anxiety is when your mind puts a dissonant track on repeat. But you are the DJ. You can play a track of gratitude, compassion, or silence. The brain is like an old recorder. What you play on it constantly becomes a habit. But quantum physics says even habits can be undone. The tape can be re-recorded, the track remixed. What frequency would you choose today if you knew it created your reality? But what if you could retune this frequency? Like a cosmic DJ, you have the power to mix your reality. Einstein would say, "Relax, matter is just frozen light." How about melting some of that anxiety and letting the light flow? But how do you transform this chaotic music into a symphony of inner peace? The answer is closer than you think. There's a place within you where everything vibrates, even in silence. A place that doesn't show up in mirrors or medical exams, but pulses with the intensity of a supernova about to be born. In this intimate and sacred space, anxiety whispers like a distant drum, but something deeper, older, and wiser exists, the void that calms. Quantum physics reveals that nothing is truly solid. Everything that seems firm is made of dancing energy fields, atoms, electrons, particles that appear and disappear like thoughts, like emotions, like fears that come and go, What if everything you feel, including the anxiety that grips your chest, is just a vibration out of sync? Matter is energy. Energy is light. We are all frozen light. Albert Einstein. On the microscopic scale of the universe, everything dances. Nothing is still. Even what you call pain is in motion. And when you understand this, you begin to see that you can change the rhythm. You can move from chaos to harmony. You can trade mental noise for a silence filled with presence. Close your eyes for 10 seconds right now. Feel the spaces between your heartbeats. What do you perceive in that interval? There's a sacred silence between the beats of your heart. A silence that demands no explanation, no escape. A silence that simply is, and because of that, heals. When you allow yourself to immerse in it, even for a second, the dance changes, the particle transforms, and you remember, peace doesn't come from outside. It's already within, waiting for you to listen to the music again. If you've ever experienced this moment of silence between thoughts, share in the comments how it felt. What did you find in that space? You are not your thoughts. What if there was a secret room within you, with windows to all possible versions of your life? This room is your consciousness. It observes thoughts without being consumed by them. In the quantum world, the simple act of observing changes everything. You become the maestro of reality. Thoughts are like trailers. You can watch them without stepping into the wrong movie. Which you do you want to project today? Your thoughts are like notifications on your phone. Useful, but they don't define who you are. Eckhart Tolle reminds us, the mind is an instrument, not a dictator. Quantum physics agrees. The observer changes the observed. In other words, you have the power to influence your thoughts, to not drown in them. We are the sky, not the storms. Anxiety is a passing cloud. How about practicing the art of being the sky? What if I told you there's a quantum technique to silence the mental radio and tune into the frequency of peace? They arrive uninvited, whispering tragedies that haven't happened, inventing scenarios where everything goes wrong. They are hurried, anxious voices insisting that the worst is always lurking. But what if I told you that you are not them? What if physics, that science which looks at the invisible, said the same? In the quantum world, the observer changes the observed. The simple act of looking interferes with what happens, and that's where the key lies. You are the observer, not the thought. You are the presence that watches, the consciousness that witnesses the turbulence without being the turbulence. The mind is an excellent instrument when used correctly. Used incorrectly, it becomes very destructive. Eckhart Tolle. The thoughts that quicken your heartbeat are not your essence. They are clouds. You are the sky. They are waves. You are the deep ocean. They come and go. You remain. When was the last time you observed your thoughts without identifying with them? How would your life be if you could do this more often? Anxiety is not your identity. It's just a frequency your mind has been tuned to for so long that it forgot how to change. But the dial is in your hands. You can choose another channel, another silence, another vibration. The next time an anxious thought arises, try saying, I am observing anxiety arise, instead of, I am anxious. Notice the difference this small shift in perspective makes. Physics has already proven nothing is fixed. Everything is possibility. And among these possibilities, there's one where you breathe easier, walk slower, and finally understand that living isn't about chasing control. It's about letting go of it. Share in the comments. Which recurring thought would you like to learn to observe without identifying with it? We're in this journey together. In the collapse of the wave, there's a moment before everything happens when the universe is still, undecided. It's the instant before reality makes up its mind. You are there, hovering between infinite possibilities. And when you breathe consciously, you decide, like your choice is a stone thrown into a still lake. The waves spread out, but they started with you. What if the calm you seek is in the moment before you react. Physics introduces us to the collapse of the wave function, the magical moment when reality is defined. Before that, everything is possible. Imagine each choice as a parallel universe opening up. Does anxiety push you toward the worst scenario? How about choosing a universe where you are calm, confident, and in control? They say that in the moment of collapse, the universe whispers its secrets. What secrets do you want to hear? But how do you use this quantum power of choice in everyday life? The answer might surprise you. There's an invisible and sacred instant when everything is still possible. Before reality takes shape, before fear materializes, before thought turns into a symptom, it's the moment when the wave, representing all possibilities, hasn't yet collapsed into a single choice. And it's there, in that exact point suspended between nothing and everything, that your forgotten peace resides. Quantum physics calls this the collapse of the wave function. It's when the universe, upon being observed, decides what it will be. Before that, it isn't just one thing, it's everything at once. What if you were the same? What if you weren't just anxiety, fear, or anguish, but also tranquility, courage, and surrender? Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Albert Einstein. The truth is that each of your thoughts is collapsing realities. Each emotion is a gaze that defines what will come. And amidst this whirlwind we call the mind, there's a pause, a sigh, a point of pure silence where life is still open, where you can choose differently, feel differently, be differently. Before reacting to the next stressful situation, try inserting 3 seconds of pause. In those 3 seconds, remember, there are still multiple possibilities for your response. You are in the moment before the wave collapses. It's not magic, it's physics, it's science telling you, with all the poetry of the cosmos, you are not trapped. You are just looking at the same place too many times. Have you noticed how some people manage to stay calm in situations that would send others into a panic? Maybe they're just observing more possibilities before collapsing into a reality. Change your focus, and you'll see the world unfold in a different form, lighter, more yours, more alive. Because before collapsing into anxiety, your mind is an infinite field, and peace, it was always there, just waiting to be chosen. If you've ever experienced a moment when a simple change in perspective completely transformed a difficult situation, share your story in the comments. Your experience could be a turning point for someone else. Anxiety is not destiny, it's frequency. Tesla once said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Anxiety is a radio station you accidentally tuned into, but you can change it. Every thought, every emotion is an antenna. How about tuning into the frequency of gratitude, compassion, or joy? The intersection of quantum physics and meditation. Visualize your breath as a dial, tuning into peace with each inhale. Give it a try. The universe is waiting for your new frequency. What if I told you quantum physics could give you superpowers to transform your anxiety into triumph? Imagine that everything you feel, the tightness in your chest, the cold in your hands, the rush without reason, is just a radio station, a signal your mind tuned into out of habit, fear, or survival. But like any radio, there's an invisible button, and it's in your hands. Quantum physics doesn't see the universe as fixed, sealed, or immutable. It sees possibilities, vibrations, frequencies that dance, collide, and transform. Everything is energy, and so are you. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla. Anxiety didn't come to stay. It came as an alarm, not a sentence. It came to show that something is out of harmony, and that the tune can be changed. Now, without waiting for Monday, without waiting for the right moment, because the right moment is always the one when you awaken. What would change in your life if you saw your emotional states not as your identity, but as frequencies you can tune differently? Every thought you nurture is an antenna. Every feeling is a vibration that echoes throughout your body. And if you start vibrating differently, with more presence, more compassion, more truth, your entire system responds. Your heart slows down, your breath aligns, your body understands we are safe. Try this now. Close your eyes and imagine your breath as a radio dial. With each inhale, tune into a calmer, clearer frequency. Do this for 30 seconds and observe the subtle change. It's not cheap self-help. It's physics. It's science. It's the universe whispering in your ear, you are not what you feel. You are who chooses what to feel. Change the frequency, and life changes with you. This video is just the beginning of a journey. If it resonated with you, share it with someone who might be stuck in the frequency of anxiety. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the next part of this series, where we'll explore practical exercises to change your daily vibration. Quantum physics isn't just about the world out there, it's about the universe you carry within. And in this inner universe, you are both the observer and the creator. Integrating quantum physics into your daily life. You didn't come to control the waves, you came to surf them. Emotions will come, like waves. Anxiety is just one of them. But you are more than the wave, you are the entire sea. And when you accept that everything is in motion, resistance turns into dance. You flow, you create, you choose the tide. Quantum physics has shown us the universe. Now, what if the universe is you? Einstein reminds us, a mind that opens to a new idea never returns to its original size. Quantum physics is not just science, it's a philosophy of life. Start observing your thoughts, choosing your frequencies, and collapsing positive realities. Challenge yourself to be the alchemist of your own life. We're nearing the end of this journey, but in truth, we're just beginning. When Einstein and other quantum physics pioneers delved into the mysteries of the universe, they weren't just unraveling the secrets of particles. They were also, unknowingly, offering us a new way to understand our own consciousness. Let's recall what we've discovered together. Time is relative, just like your anxiety. Your thoughts are not you, you are the observer. Before the wave collapses, everything is possible. Your mind operates on frequencies that you can adjust. A mind that opens to a new idea never returns to its original size. Albert Einstein. How do you integrate this knowledge into your daily life? First, start noticing the moments when you collapse negative possibilities out of habit. That email that seems threatening, that meeting you already anticipate as difficult, that conversation you're postponing out of fear. Before each of these moments, remember, you are in the field of all possibilities. Breathe, observe, and consciously choose what you want to collapse into reality. What would be the impact on your life if, for 21 days, you practiced being the conscious observer of your thoughts instead of automatically identifying with them? Don't underestimate the power of this practice. Just as quantum particles seem insignificant, but compose everything that exists, these small moments of consciousness gradually transform your entire reality. I propose a challenge. For the next 3 days, choose a specific moment in your day. It could be when you wake up, before lunch, or before bed. In that moment, take a 60-second pause. Feel yourself as the sky observing the clouds of thoughts. Don't try to control them, just observe. And notice how this small quantum practice begins to change the frequency of your existence. Quantum physics teaches us that, at the most fundamental level, we are all made of the same cosmic energy that created the stars. This energy doesn't know permanent anxiety, it knows constant transformation. And if particles can exist in multiple states, if light can be both wave and particle, if time can curve and stretch, imagine what's possible for you, who carry the entire universe within your being. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be completely present? If your thoughts were a playlist, what song is your mind playing now? Which recurring thought would you like to learn to observe without identifying with it? Remember, your anxiety is not your destiny. It's just a frequency. And you have the power to tune into another. Always. Quantum physics teaches us that at the most fundamental level, we are all made of the same energy that created the stars. Anxiety is not your destiny. It's just a frequency, and you can change it, always. If this video touched you in any way, like, comment, and subscribe. When you do, YouTube understands that you want to dive deeper into this journey, and it starts showing you more videos that nourish your mind and soul. So tell me in the comments, what frequency will you tune into today? Share this video with someone who needs to hear that anxiety is not their identity, it's a state. And tell us in the comments, which concept resonated with you the most today? To dive even deeper into this topic, access the exclusive ebook I prepared for you with practical exercises and tips for applying quantum physics in your daily life. The link is in the first pinned comment. And don't forget to check out the other videos on the screen to continue your journey of self-discovery. Until our next encounter, remember that you are much vaster and more powerful than your fears will ever be. And so, what frequency will you choose to tune into today? Until our next encounter,